Hello everyone, this is Dartt, and I wanted to share with all of you my story and experience in obtaining the Long Forgotten Hippogryph mount. When I'm done, you'll know everything you need to know to go out and get this hard-to-get flying mount for yourselves. Let's jump right in. I remember hearing about the Long Forgotten Hippogryph and thinking, yeah, this will probably be something I wind up going after next expansion. Then all the stuff regarding CRZ and Blizzard's shard technology had me thinking, I'll probably never get this. But yesterday I was binge world questing in Azuna, and I noticed one of the ephemeral crystals near Fellblight Ingress had a cogwheel tooltip. I did a mental double take, rechecked, went over, and clicked on it. Then I immediately got the hell away from it so I wouldn't draw any attention to it. Checked Wowhead's comments, and started looking for the rest of the crystals at a fever pitch. I had the Handy Notes add-on installed with the ephemeral crystal positions up, so that helped considerably in finding the next couple of crystals. I kind of hit a wall, or so I thought, until I went back and rechecked the comments on Wowhead and noticed that clicking the first spawned the second, and so on. I started a route of rechecking old Handy Notes positions to no avail. Clearly, there were spawn points that weren't on Handy Notes. I stumbled across SerroDan's post on comments and looked at his YouTube video, which I will be including in the description below, and compared the spawn points on his in-game map to the ones on mine. There were a lot that Handy Notes didn't show. Over the next couple of hours, I was able to track down the fourth crystal. In checking one of the spawn points between Azuna and Suramar, I briefly left Azuna and I nearly choked, but after going back and rechecking, I did not lose my progress, so I went right back to checking spawn points. Finally, I found the last crystal, clicked it, got the mount, and saw the zone-wide emote. This was around 3 a.m., so not many of my friends were on, unfortunately, to share this with, but that's fine. It was very much one of those, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god moments in World of Warcraft. While chasing down crystals, I did notice at least 2 other people clicking crystals, and more people running around the zone aimlessly in places where there was nothing to see except crystal spawn points, so I did very much feel pressure, and that's just to say the least. Now, some tips for you. The spawn timer for the crystals is 12 to 24 hours after a server restart, and from what I've heard, if the mount is earned, it can be up to 4 days before they respawn again. The spawn is anything but obvious, and these times are very much speculative. Don't rely on Handy Notes if you're going to chase this thing. Get TomTom and get the coordinates loaded into that add-on. It would have made things much easier for me had I done that from the outset. If you see a cogwheel on an ephemeral crystal, do everything you can to wait until no one's looking to click on it. And when you do click on it, get the hell away from it immediately to avoid drawing attention to it. World of Warcraft players who are out questing are canny people who love to quest. They're going to check Wowhead. They're going to find out in short order what that crystal is and what it leads to. They will definitely compete with you for it. Clicking an ephemeral crystal will give you an invisible buff. Once you have the buffs from all 5 crystals, you receive the mount, and the zone-wide message is triggered. If you leave Azuna, you lose the buffs. If you die, you lose the buffs. If either of these things happen, you have to start over, so it's a smart idea to tab out, open Notepad, and keep a list of the coordinates of the active crystals. You are effectively in a race with everyone else in the zone. Do not waste your time doing anything that you absolutely don't need to. Don't talk about it. Period. The less you say, the better off you are. You don't want people figuring out what you're doing until you're done. At one point, I had to tell a guildmate, sorry, I'd happily run Kara, but I'm in the middle of a thing. And I inwardly cursed myself because I thought I'd already said too much. That being said, if you know a couple of very trustworthy people who already have the mount, definitely try to recruit them to help you look for the crystals, if possible. But I wouldn't take the chance on people you barely know who don't have the mount. One good thing to know up front is how this puzzle works. And that is by one person clicking the first, the second to spawn somewhere in Azuna and interactable by everyone. Once the second is clicked, the third is spawned for everyone, and so on. So if you go into a pattern around the zone and don't find all 5, that's actually a good thing, because in all likelihood, you're the last one to trigger a crystal spawn. Don't get nervous and don't get discouraged. It just means that you need to go back to the start of your pattern and start again. Check caves. I can't stress this enough. There are a lot of crystal spawn points that coincide with locations inside of caves, so definitely scout these out and ways to get to them safely. Azuna is a very busy place. There's lots of NPC trash to contend with, so I highly recommend doing this in a spec that can clear through it with the least headache. I use Beast Mastery for this, but any high DPS, high survivability spec in class will work nicely. Once again, this is Dartt. I wish you all the best of luck in getting this awesome new mount. Please like, comment, subscribe below. Good luck, have fun.